So, welcome to the 13th episode of our podcast. And today we have Dr. Christina Kantharaj. She has completed her BCom, she has done a master's in agriculture and doctor's PhD in sociology. You have also done a diploma in training and you have held various positions as a senior faculty head of Center Sustainable Development Goals. You have also been a faculty for Women's Study Centers, University of Mysore, assistant professor and regional program manager, and also assistant director, heading various positions. Now, with all this education and experience, I would request you to share your career journey from the time you were a student, 11th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, and from there, what motivated you to take these roles, get educated, so that the students get inspired from you and they understand the real world of work.
Thank you, Sachi. It's really good to be on this platform. And as you said, definitely, yes, the student life is something that no one forgets. And so I am just trying to recollect because the way you are taking me back to my student life, the younger days. During my school days, it is like, I studied in a Tibetan school. We were very few Indians in the school, and I was having a lot of Tibetan friends. And competition was not something that was there in my school. Competition means it's maybe hardly it is with the sports. And not with education. And every time you excel in sports, people would say wow, and I was one of them. And I been a sports champion for maybe 3 4 times. I have been sports champion, not only in school but also at the South India level. And this was a good start for me. And as I went on, I felt, it was during my after my 10th. 10th, again, as I said, we didn't have any competition, but we did good job. At least getting a pass mark was a good thing. This is way back in 85 86, that 1986, that I completed. And after 1986, it was a different journey, because you take a new stream. Where you want to go, which stream you want to take, was a question mark. And again, I didn't have anyone who would tell me which stream to take. So I just sat there in the same class and I said, whatever comes in this class, I'm going to take. And so it was commerce. And so I went with that. I was very good in accountancy and statistics, and all that helped me a lot. Thank God I didn't go to the other class. It was arts, the other class. And so I don't remember the number dates, and also that was a better option, I said. And I thank God for that. Was a teacher there. But in spite of that, I didn't really know what exactly to take, because dad said it is up to you. So I always feel that, as a student, we also need to take our own decisions. It's not that you are only 15. No, you are not only 15, you are 15. So that should come into your head first. And unless you feel that, I can go ahead, I can take my decisions. And it's not necessarily, it was back then. I said I was sitting in that same class. But today you have n number of platforms where you can, browse, you can find out what exactly you want to become. And I want everyone to take the right step, do a bit of research before you get into whatever right stream. And when I finished my 12th standard, it was again, it was a real good thing. Again, I stood first in my class, and people never expected me to get all that. So people said, okay, what is your next step? Is it becoming a CA, chartered accountant or something? I said, I don't know what it is. I had to really find out the spellings of chartered accountant then. So that is how it was, because I came from that rural background, and where to go was not clear. But as I progressed, I came to a college, I studied, completed my BCom. Again, I was into n number of things. As students, you would be loving getting into sports, NCC, all that. And I was a similar kind of a person. And yes, I represented Karnataka and Goa at Delhi in shooting. And I was a very good, very smart, cadet then. And also, whenever it was required, I used to lead the contingent in various other programs and all. But I never thought that there would be a career using that certificate. I never knew that. Later on, now I get to know that all those who were having were less qualified, or even didn't get C certificate. The C certificate is the highest one that you get, and I got C certificate, and I never thought of a job. But I want all of the students to really know that if you get into NCC, you have some quota. If you as you move on that, A, B, C, all these are certificates that you get, and if you get, each certificate has got points. And I never thought that I would have got, that never came to my mind.
Awareness was not there.
Yes, awareness was not there, and people. It was like, everyone would hide it was so secretive, and if they had revealed, maybe someone else would have taken that chance. So people never wanted to say. But now it is on the platform. Everyone knows what you get, a certificate. You get so many points and all. So that is how maybe I missed that also. And I got into the master's degree after my bachelor's degree. And then it was like, you have 70 students in one class. So you get into a class, you sit in a corner for a bachelor's degree. No one would care. The teacher would be teaching, and you would be sitting somewhere just listening. But now it is not that. You have a lot of attention. Teachers also give a lot of attention. And for master's degree, it was only there were only 15 students in that my class. I took agriculture marketing management for my master's.
From 70, the number came down to 50. So visibility increased.
Exactly, exactly. And when I studied, it was 1991 to 93, I finished my master's degree. And then I felt that was when the semester schemes for master's degree was, introduced. Till then, there was no master's degree and semester. Semester was only for then MBA. And so for us also, we had this semester scheme. And at least I felt, okay, you need to learn so much, and you write your exam, you finish that. So I was okay with that, because memorizing is not required. You don't have to find out your books at the end of the year. So I finished my master's with two gold medals and
Wow.
yeah, first rank. And that helped me to tell myself that okay, it's not that you are good in only sports or extracurricular activity, you are also good in academics. So I said, okay, let me find out what next I need to do. Because then by then I had found 3 4 of my uh, classmates who had already joined LIC, and another one who wrote some bank exam. But my dad never wanted me to work. He said, in our family, girls don't go out and work. That is what the criteria was. And so my dad always used to feel that that is not the girls should be doing. And so after that, I said, okay. He said, you can study as much as you want, but don't go for a job. But I took permission from him to go for interviews. Interviews, I wanted to face the interviews. I wanted to see how they do all that. So I felt that was good. At least dad said, okay, if you want to go for an interview, not nothing like that, you can go. So I used to go from Mysore to Bangalore. So whatever interviews were there,
Yeah.
we didn't have so much option in Mysore. I
Mm.
had to travel to Bangalore for so many interviews. One of the interview that I faced, there I found an IAS officer who was a retired IAS officer. He was, getting into some agricultural development or something he was doing. And this was in 94, 93, end of 93 and 94. I had went for a lot of interviews. And so 93, when I went for this interview, 94, I think, this interview was something eye-opener. After the interview, the person said, we are looking only for one person to join this post, and we are offering this job for you. He said, but you can't be only telling thank you, but you will have to also tell me when you're going to join. I said, but I'll have to ask my dad. When I said that, he looked at me and said, please sit down. I want to talk to you. And when I sat and I started listening to him, he said, you are a person who have used government money. Government has spent so much money on you, and you have used all that money just to get the certificates for decoration. And I said, what do you mean? And you also got 2 gold medals, and you are just playing with it. If you had just let it go and someone else would have got that, they would have really made a life out of it. And I said, for me, it was nothing like, like any other youngsters,
Mm.
teenager. I was like, okay, whatever he says, that is what he wanted to say. So I just ignored. I said, but I have to speak to my dad before I take a decision. And so I just walked out. And when I was returning, I started thinking, my God, how come this man, he was so rude at me, telling me that I used government money. There are so many who are studying, and they are not into job. But why did he expect me? And when I went back and I told dad that this is what he said, now it is up to you. You decide. Because for me, I have always been, protective of the home. And I always wanted girls or ladies not to work. They, like his forefathers, he also
Yeah.
said he wanted the ladies to be within the 4 walls and not go out. So I said I want to work, but I didn't take up the same job. Later on, I decided to get into some other jobs, and that was when the university called for some research associate. Some posts were opening, and so I said I'm going to apply. And so my dad gave permission because that was close to my house, and he said, "Okay, you can go and work." But at the same time, I also took diploma in women's studies. So that was a PG diploma that I could do in the morning hours before 10 o'clock. And after 10, I could work in the same institute. And I completed both, and that was for 1 year, and I could know how to do the research and all. And after that, I joined the first job, that is Asia's first woman coffee buyer. So yeah, and I joined. This is in 1996 that I joined. 96 when I joined there. The interview was in Mysore, and I was the only lady who walked into that interview. And they had it was a walk-in interview actually. Because those days we didn't have so many rush for people joining all that jobs and all. So I walked in and I said, I want to be here because I said, I have a master's degree in agriculture marketing. And he said, yes, you can join, but you should be very sure that you are going to join. I said, I want to join. I wanted to see how it is going to happen and all. So coffee buying, the company was buying coffee from the coffee growers, and I wanted to buy the coffee from them. I was supposed to do that. And so, as a commodity buyer, I started, working for them. And this, I was placed in Madikeri, Coorg district, and and my area was also demarcated. We were three commodity buyers in that office, and the senior most, all three were the same designation, but he used to tell us what exactly to do. And every time you go for a work, he would say, Christina, you be in the office, because if all three of us we go out, we will have to close down the office. So you be in the office, and both of us we will just go around and find out if there is something. And for me, I also found a hostel which was close by to my office, and that was also there. And I was okay with whatever he said. Then the months just rolled out, and it's like, after I thought after the first month he would say, okay, Christina, you go and get do your work. But after 3 months also, he was not allowing me to go out. I was only asked to attend the phone calls, take phone calls, because we only had that landline. Take the phone calls, and I was asked to be in the office. There was a register kept, and one register, of course, was attendance register. The other register was for the to know how many tons of coffee was being procured by us. And every time I could see in the other register, these two people would write 3 loads of coffee every day. They were getting loads of coffee, but it was only in their name and not in my name. And the fifth month, I said, I'm not going to sit in the office. I am going out. So he said, no, no, this is not for ladies. The area where you're going to work, it is not for the ladies. And, you have to get into the lorry. You need to sit with the driver. The cleaner will be there. And you are very young. And if something happens to you, as if he was the caretaker. And he always used to say, no, no, you can't be going. You stay in the office. Office is the best place, safe place. And whenever he had to, speak from some area or transfer some money or something, he would just call the office landline, and I would just do whatever is required. So it was easy for them to go and work outside, and he wanted some clerical work to be done by me. So,
Right.
and I finally said, no, this is not why I'm here. I'm here to buy coffee. And so I'm going out, and I'm going to find out what exactly it is. And all the things, like, you speak to the producers, the farmers, basically, and negotiate with them, buy the coffee, and then uh, get the correct lorry. The size of the lorry also varies. Load the lorry, And from after loading the lorry, you need to take it to the coffee curing works,
Mm.
and there you need to again negotiate what is how many tons, and what is that they have to do with the coffee, and what is the quality of the coffee,
Right.
what is the all that had to be done. But that was my first visit, and the as I started negotiating, those people, they were there were farmers, there were middlemen who just came down and said, Madam, why are you worried? We will do it for you. And I never knew that there was a middleman out there.
Mm.
And there were so many other people, the Hamalis and whatever, who were just helping them. And then I said, okay, I am just going to talk to only the, producers. I spoke to the producer. I purchased a lorry load of this thing, coffee bean, and I spoke to the curing works, coffee curing works, because that the curing work happens in another place. And so I spoke to them that I'm sending one load of coffee bean, and I want such and such things to happen. And then I had to travel with the lorry. So I said, I will take a bus. You go in the lorry. I'm going to wait here, and I'll see what is the load that I'm sending, and you wait when you it reaches there. And so it was. I pinned it to the driver because I wanted the driver also to be accountable, and so that never happens. According to my colleagues, they said, you need to go. And that was very risky. And I traveled in a bus, and I ensured that the lorry reaches that place. Everything happened. And finally, I just checked what is the rate I have paid, and the other two have paid from the company to the producer. And the every time my other two colleagues, they used to buy one lorry load of coffee, not less than 4 lakhs, and it could even touch 5.5 lakhs per lorry load.
Mm.
And every day it was 2 lorry load that they would purchase. Whereas when I went and I purchased, it was only 3 lakhs I purchased. So there was a huge difference. And I was just wondering what happened with the other amount. And later on, the company people, they called me and said, how could you get for 3 lakhs rupees while they are spending 4.5
Mm.
to 5
Mm.
lakhs?
Right.
I said, I got it. I I spoke to them and I got it. I went directly to the farmer.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
And so they were surprised, and everyone were shocked. The other two literally ensured that I was out of my office. Yeah, and they started uh, doing so. It was so difficult
Yes.
for me. After I purchased that and after everything happened, it was difficult for me to stay back. And that is when I tendered my resignation. I said, it is difficult unless you intervene, the head office, you intervene. I'm not able to stay back. And they also said, yes, it is difficult, but I'm happy at least you bought one lorry load of, coffee bean. And I feel good, I did what I was supposed to do, at least at the flag end of my career. So ladies, being a, girl, don't hesitate. That is all what I want to tell. The only thing is, you are so powerful, and you can just go ahead doing what you have decided to. And my father was like, how could you do this? How could you go? And yes, I can, and everyone we can. Only thing is, you just need to be dedicated, and you just move on. And after that, I never thought of, getting into a company to work. I shifted my whole perspective. towards service, in service serving the rural area. I wanted to be in the rural area, and so anyway, I had a diploma, PG, postgraduate diploma in women's studies, and also the master's degree. But a master degree was just a standby for me. That is when I got a job in what is that, World Bank associated project. This was for Karnataka government, and so I was placed in one of the districts as district coordinator, and I started working there. And this was for purely water and sanitation. And so I had to speak to so many ladies, go to school and speak to the children how it should, hygiene and sanitation were something that I had to really discuss with even the Gram Panchayat members and all. So I enjoyed doing that because I felt there is something that I'm going to reach out. And while I was doing that, I took up my master's in sociology. So I could do it through the Open University, and I finished my master's in sociology. And as I finished, I felt I was closer to the society, and I was doing something good for the society. And yeah, that went on for almost 3 years. And then after that, after the completion of that project, there was other projects also coming up, which also was associated with rural development. And so I was into, watershed. All these are associated with, the government of Karnataka. And so I was happy doing work for the government. And I never thought of writing a KS exam. KS is Karnataka Administrative Service exam. And that is when I found there were many who were writing these exams. And I also went to a coaching institute and asked if I was eligible because I never knew if I could write such exams, because my dad always used to say, you're from a rural background and you don't have, GK should be high, your IQ is too low, and all that was there. And
Right.
so I always felt, okay, this is for only the urban students and
Correct.
not for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I visited this institute, and the person there, he was a retired. Whatever you are doing right now is what you are supposed to do even after you pass your KS exam. And so, if that is what you are supposed to do, why are you worried about you getting a title? You
Mm.
can very well, continue with what you're doing. So I was okay with that, and I never wrote a competitive exam. But today it's not the same case. Earlier I felt that is not needed, but now it is not the case. I request all the students who are listening, I want them to, take up whatever exam that comes through. All the competitive exam, whatever comes, you should be in a position to at least take up the exam, write the exam, because you would know where you stand.
Right.
And then it was not like that. If you just walk in, you get a job. That is how it was. So wherever I went, I got jobs. So I never had to really, think twice. I could also choose what I needed. And today, maybe all the students are finding it difficult, even when now when I sit on the committees, sorry, interview boards, I feel that students are not capable of doing certain work. Even if there are so many students who apply for us to in our institute also here. But as I ask them, what else they know other than this. I am looking for some kind of multidisciplinary kind of a thing where they would know this plus this. So there could be at least combination of things, and at least the skills that they would have developed. And most of the time it doesn't happen. Students come with just something that they think the certificate is enough. No, certificate is not enough for us. You need to have other skills, at least the typing skills. Even using a computer, you need to know how to use a keyboard. And unless you know how to use a keyboard, I don't think it is you are fit to be in whatever place you are. So and technology is fast growing. You need to really know how to get into the social platforms and all. So I think there are so many things that a student should know. And unless without all that extra skills, whenever you get the students should know that when, even if there is a 1 month span that they have, instead of going around, yes, all that is needed. You travel, you see the sights, everything is needed, but you also need to pick up some skills during those days.
So according to you, when the students come for interview, what additional skills they should have? One is typing skills, right? And the other one is academics. So other than these two, what skills they should aim at developing before they come for the interview?
Yeah. um it is again, I would also look for um interpersonal skills,
Okay.
because today students don't have that they are not good at
Communicating and
speaking
talking.
to people, comfortable sitting with somebody.
Mhm.
They want to be isolated, they want to do their own work.
Mhm.
All that is happening.
Mhm.
So at least they should have some kind of interpersonal skills. And
Interpersonal, social
team
skills.
team building, working in teams never happens. Always they think that it is me and me alone.
Right.
uh, Social skills, as you said.
Mhm.
Oh, uh, all that, these are minimum skills. I'm
Right.
just talking
These are
about the
the
minimum skills.
basics for any career you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. And if they don't come with all that, and attitude, oh my God, the way they just want to, yeah, like even before we started this, you were talking about how students, as soon as they come, they look for the highest salary. When I joined one of the institutes here, that is urban development, after the rural development career that I had about for 12 years.
Mhm.
I joined urban development, and when I joined urban development, I was with my 12 years of experience in rural, and plus I had a PhD in sociology.
Mhm.
So it's not only working, I was also taking other qualifications. As in, when you want, you just get one more certificate. So I always loved studying. So I tried collecting as many certificates as possible. And that is when I just joined. Means earlier to that, I was working for HIV/AIDS prevention. And for about 2 years, I did that work. And I was getting a very good salary. And when I joined this urban development, I got just half the salary. So, as we were discussing about the salary,
Right, right.
so you should not be looking for salary. You should have the passion for work.
Mhm.
So, unless you have passion, you don't feel like, you're doing well. And so I felt that money was not a criteria for me. Yes, that was when I had a daughter who had to I had to pay fees. My husband was also trying his best. So we did need a lot of money. Anybody needs money, but it's not always the money. It is also the passion. So I went after my passion than the money. And today I feel I'm okay with whatever I have earned. But so long when I turn back and I see, yes, that was a good journey that I have. And as I said, urban development training was my passion for me. And so when I started my career in urban development, the training institute, uh, it was so good. I felt I need to do some good work, but there was a lot of money for training, but uh, who will do it, how you will do it was not clear. And that is when I took up a couple of government of India, programs, the trainings. These were the base trainings to become a trainer. And so I was recognized as a government of India trainer. I started doing other training programs also. And that is when I felt I need to take up uh, some trainings which is you love. So I as I sat in a meeting, they started telling there are so many programs that has not been completed for the past maybe 7 8 years, and for the eighth year the same program is there, the money is there, and but no one is taking up. So is there any faculty who wants to take it up? So that is when I was an assistant professor working in that institute. And I said, I would like to take it up. So they said, but being a doctorate degree holder, and you want to train the lowest cadre of in that hierarchy. You have that hierarchy A, B, C, and last one is D. And so you want to train the D group people. So I said, yes, I would love to do that. And anyway, I took it up. The group designation that we call is Paura Karmika. Paura is urban. Karmika is the employee. So they are the sanitation workers actually. So they were there for a long time, but they never got trained ever. And for the first time in Karnataka, we did this training. And yes, Maharashtra had done in Pune, they had done only for 30 members. And I asked them how they did it. And they said, it is so difficult, Christina, you can't keep them for even one day. So I said, but how they did? And they said, 30 was too much for us, and that is the maximum that we could do. And it was only in Maharashtra it was done, not anywhere else throughout India. And so I said, okay, I just spoke to them, took all the modules and all, and I came back to my institute. I took at least 1 year to, prepare the modules and reading material, back-to-back workshops, everything. It took almost 1 year for me to plan and, streamline it. And then finally, I gave the dates for, conducting the program. Actually, the institute, the urban development department, they wanted only 5,000 people to be trained in a span of 5 years. So that is what they had given funds. And so I prepared a budget, and I said, there are 16,000 people plus 16,000 plus in Karnataka. And if we do it every year, 1,000 each, then it would take a long time. So I wanted them to be trained in one go. And so cascade training, that is, you train the trainers and then you go down to train the people. So that is how I planned, and I asked for the funds, and they said,
And which year was this when you did this planning?
Yeah, this is in 2011.
Okay.
2010, I started, and 2011, I executed. And I finished that program. 2011, we finished that program, and I could train 16,000 people in one go. Yeah, in
Congratulations.
1 year again.
Yeah.
And that was the first of its kind throughout India. And we got the international award for that. Uh, yeah, and that is how we could complete that, and it was so well done. And even today people keep asking if that can be repeated. So that is how, means, the intensity of that training was so much that people still feel that. And after that, I remember visiting one of the places, and I asked one of the lady who underwent this training, and she took me to her house, and she opened her almara, and she pulled out a bag and said, "Madam, this is the bag I got for the first time in my life. Being employed for a long time, I've never got a bag. I never got a notebook. I never got a pen. And my pen and book, I never allow my sons to touch. And I want to preserve it all my life." So, they, yeah. And as this lady said this, I felt that is what we should be doing, and trainings should be like that. And there was a deputy commissioner also who wrote to us and said, whatever the way what is that, sanitation worker is being trained, the same kind of module should be prepared even for the higher ups. It's not that, for the group A, only the theoretical thing, or group C gets something else. No, it's not like that. You give the similar kind of training. Here, when I started, they started telling, these sanitation workers, they come with all that pan and all. They will, spit it on your sari. They will say chi tu and all. So that is what, when I started started telling. And my Kannada may not be so good, like to be spoken to that level of people. But I said, whatever it is, they will accept me, because they are looking only for the content, and it's not that my language or my dressing style or something like that. So it went on well, so well, that even now, even elected representatives wrote to us and said it was a very good program. So everyone appreciated. It's not that, it's not only the appreciation, it's the passion. Again, you go after the passion. I quit that organization for some reason. And after 8 years, I quit. And then I went for some other programs, like, teaching job. I was there. I was teaching the master's degree students in women's studies. And I was teaching again, I wanted to bring in some kind of changes there. And there was a NAC coming up. NAC is accreditation of the whole thing. And I could try my best to bring in whatever is hidden there, because they never knew how to document it. So documentation was a bit lacking. And so I could document so many things, bring out to newsletters and all. And that was a good initiative. Only maybe 2 years, but I was there as a guest faculty for 2 years. And again, I came back to, because teaching is something I didn't really like so much as training. And so I got back into again training, and now I'm in the training sector again, in the Administrative Training Institute. And Administrative Training Institute is only for the group A and B officers. And if you want to train the C and D cadre, and you need to go to the districts, because we also have district training institutes. and there you would just go and do the trainings and come back. But for them, we usually, as faculties, we don't go. It is, you train them to do the training, and that is enough. They will take care of the whole thing. And this year, I could, lead in doing one of the trainings for the blinds, visually challenged people who are employees of Government of Karnataka. And uh, A, B, and C were given training because the Government of Karnataka has recruited the visually challenged, but visually challenged, though they are recruited, they were not in a position to, work. Again, skill comes into picture.
Right.
If you are blind and you're not capable of using the computers, it would be difficult. And so I also, along with me, I had a team working with me. And we did this, need analysis and all that, and designed the training and prepared modules. And as we went on, it was like, all the people, there were about 800 of them who registered with us, telling that, giving their willingness to go through the program. And as I did, maybe that was a good way of, inviting them to be with us. And uh, about I could last May, that is 2023 May, to 2023 24 May, I completed about 500 visually challenged employees training. And that was for a span of 35 days on campus, without, even a single leave, holiday. And I really appreciate the way my whole team worked with me, because it was like, 100 members at a time. We need to get all the 100 of them on campus. And imagine, all of them are blind and you need to take care of them. The whole campus, we were equipped to take care of them. And this was a wonderful experience that everyone, each one of us, from gardener till the top level, everyone, appreciated this, because everyone has a role in the whole program. And so it went on so well. And it's not easy to have 500 of them, getting trained.
Right.
And all the 500 have got trained. And at least I feel good, because, as a part of the whole team, doing some training, it's again skill enhancement for them. And they get hands-on training on campus, and they go back and they start working. So that is something that we have done. So till last month, it was a good exercise for all of us on campus.
So you
Yeah.
have
Now you can ask me whatever questions that you have.
your journey
This is
was
all what has happened till now.
the
Yeah.
journey has been very, very beautiful, though it was full of challenges, opportunities. But what I see was a firm determination,
Yeah.
and you were willing to speak out your voice, take actions, not thinking about others, how they will react. And every time you were there on your toes. Now, I want to know from you, if someone wants to have a career in your field, what type of personalities are required? Because it's not easy to be in your profession. You also have been facing challenges,
Mm.
switching from one to another because of those challenges sometimes, and sometimes because of the personal challenges. So, if a person wants to grow, survive in one of these, what type of personality and skill sets are required?
The very first thing is, as I said, your mindset. You need to have the right mindset to be working with the, government. or the district administration or any government person missionary, if you look at, they have they have a very tight schedule, and they just run to achieve so many things, not by the end of today, but by the end of day before yesterday. So that is how the work is, the pace of work, because you need to do so many things, and you have to really do something before the deadline. And even you get I have many participants who have said, you get the star questions which says question hour, and you get the questions. They are asked to give answers, collect the answers of the whole state and give it within a span of so much time.
Do
You
it
can't be
always
collecting.
within a timeline.
So that is how you work in a government scenario. And so if you are prepared for that, you can be here on par with everyone. Is up to you. And there is nothing like that, there is no such skill sets that I would call to be on this platform here. Only thing is you need to be vigilant, and you need to also say give a yes to everything. No one wants to listen to a no here. And so unless you have a yes, you are kicked out again. So give your best wherever you are.
So mental toughness, ability to say yes. Then we have
Yes.
skills like interpersonal skills, as you mentioned earlier, then working in teams,
Yeah.
then having a passion to work, right?
Yes.
These are the skill sets required. So all those
Yes.
students who are willing to work in the government sector, here is an example for you today. You have
Yes.
learned by listening the stories and the struggles over here. We also want to know from you, if possible, if a student wants to, or a person working in this field wants to get contracts as you got various projects, how do students get those projects? You were working with the women's, then you were working with other areas. Is it a
Okay.
person having a particular designation only can get those projects, or is there any other way?
Okay. For that, again, it's not on a personal capacity you get that. You need to have the an organization. Government of India and Government of Karnataka, both, we look for organizations that have traveled a long way, working with the people. And so if you have it's like starting an NGO, and a non-government organization, and so work with the people, community, and as and when the project comes through, you can apply for that and take the project. That is how it is. So and you can also hire people and get them.
So
So
those who have
a
worked.
non-government organization, and also you get also directly recruited, hired for that particular project in the government. That is also there. That is an the other way around. If the government feels that we are capable of doing this, they will hire directly. Otherwise, it is through the organizations, NGOs, that they get the work done.
Okay, so anyone who is willing to work in these fields, they need to connect with either the NGOs or the institutes. And as and when the projects come, they can be a part of the project.
Yeah. Yeah.
A student who has done, let's say, sociology or something in agriculture. So what are the scope of the work available for them?
Agriculture again. Actually, I was looking at one of the videos that came through. It was some Maharashtrian some farmer who was telling, I have two children and I have brought them up. I ensured that they don't soil their hands, like me, working in the field. And I sent them to the universities to study. And now they don't want to come back and help me.
Right.
So he was asking if there is any university
Mm.
which sends back their children
Mm.
back to the farming.
Mm.
Today we are having shortage of farmers, and I want, if you are really interested in farming, even becoming a veterinary doctor and all that, these are fields where you can go. Today you have n number of posts available, if you are a veterinarian, or a doctor, or whichever. And also who has done marketing, agriculture marketing, even processed food marketing. Processing of food itself is a big thing. And all this, if you have a flair for this, please go ahead and do it. And don't think that agriculture or rural area is a bad place. That is the place where you can really flourish. And I want all of them to really
Right.
remember that and go ahead.
Because
And
students
even
are going,
sociology is a blend of this, agriculture, sociology. If you can take them together, nothing like that.
because there's a mindset that if I take up this as a career, they will not get a job. But right now, the situation is completely different.
Yes,
If you are skilled at it and you really want to get into, you can go to the places where there is vacancy available, and you can
correct,
create a career for yourself, flourish
correct,
yourself.
correct.
Right. That was a very, very insightful and good learning from you. We have last one question. If you have to go back now to your childhood and you have to advise your younger self, what are the three advices you would give to yourself to live that complete life
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, I would not change anything,
Mm.
because I have really loved all my journey till now, because I was bold every time.
Mhm.
It's not that, even with my parents, I was bold. Uh, I uh, I love whatever I did, and I want to go back to actually, I want to go back to my farm. I want to be in a village. I want to do the same thing that the people out there they do, because I feel it's not only me. Even the techies, they have gone back to the rural area.
Yes,
They
most.
are buying small plots. They have started setting up their own house. It's not again the concrete house that they are building right now. They are in a hut. They have started doing this.
Mhm.
So I don't want the children of today's children to forget that. It's not that maybe they might not have played with mud and all that, but I want them to look into that and say this is what they need. And at least I want some examples to be set up in the rural area if we can. And another passion that I have right now is take care of the elderly. That is my passion right now. Now I'm going to switch over from training to the elderly citizens, because now I find it's only the elders who are at home, and the able-bodied, the youngsters, they have all fled. They have gone out, even abroad.
Right.
So, parents are without food and medicines. If your parents are without food and medicine, how do you live, a peaceful life? So I want all of the children to know that it is their parents who are very important, and take care of them while they, go after their dreams.
Right. So beautiful journey, very bold, courageous, outspoken, taking actions, being alert, listening to yourself, taking care of yourself, and also about the people around you, and also with the country where we are in. Well, definitely, students are going to learn a lot from this journey. And we would like to know if anyone wants to get in touch with you, how can they connect with you? Is it through LinkedIn or a mail or WhatsApp? How would they connect with you?
Yeah, they can send mails to me. I'll be happy to, reply to them, and they can send mails.
Sure. So we'll add your mail ID in the description. So all the students who want to get connected to you can have your email ID.
Sure.
Thank you very much for being over here today and sharing your career journey.
Thank you. Thank you.